domande, comunque il professor Morini, che ringrazio, sarà presente nel panel di discussione, per cui potete comunque farle dopo. Prossimo speaker, allow me to switch to English, is Julian Truniger, CEO of Bitconsult, and will educate us on the best practice in cryptocurrency storage. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I will going to talk a little bit about custody solutions and the best practices. Yes. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Bitconsult, then we talk about self-custody, custody solutions, advantages and disadvantages, and hardware wallets and the best practices. My name is Julian Truniger. I'm a certified Bitcoin professional. I had my first Bitcoin in 2015, but unfortunately sold them all back then. So I'm not filthy rich yet. I really got into it in early 2017 with my own projects, and now I'm at Bitconsult, which was founded in 2015 from these two guys you can see next to me. We are providing ledger wallets and consulting about them. Self-custody is a fundamental feature of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It brings the ownership back to each individual. There is no bank to blame if something goes wrong, and no government like in Switzerland which is backing your money up to 100k Swiss francs. And there is no Bitcoin help desk. But the good part of it is you are the master of your money. You decide what happens with it and no one else. With great power comes great responsibility. In blockchain and cryptocurrency, it is all about the private keys. As long as you control them, you are completely fine. But the problem is that many people don't even know how to start to know if they actually control their Bitcoins. Let me ask you a question. How many of you control the Bitcoin by owning the private key? Well, that's not bad. How many of you have it online or somewhere else or even by somebody else? Okay. And maybe the most important question, how many of you have no idea to answer that question? Okay, don't be shy, it's okay, thank you very much. Okay, there's a simple rule to it. If you control the private keys, you control the Bitcoins. If you don't control the keys, you don't control the Bitcoins. Your keys, your Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your Bitcoins. So as a retail investor, you have many options out there to choose where to store your cryptocurrency. You can choose between software and hardware solutions. There are mobile apps, web applications, desktop software, and even dedicated smartphones and desktop computers, and even Samsung got into it with their new S10 line. And there are also paper wallets, I called them out because I will talk to you about it later. And there are dedicated devices like Ledger, KeepKey, Trezor, and Bitbox. You can differentiate the hardware wallets in hot wallets and cold wallets. The difference is hot wallets are connected to the internet, and cold wallets are not connected to the internet. And as you may know, everything connected to the internet is a potential risk of getting hacked. There are online wallets, they're very easy to use and fast, but there are hot wallets. The keys are stored somewhere in the world on a server. And then there are software wallets for your desktop or smartphone. They are very easy to use. You can make backups, but they are vulnerable against hackers, trojans, malware, and they are also hot wallets as long as your computer is connected to the internet or your smartphone. Paper wallets are very safe. They are cold wallets. If they are made in a good environment, on a desktop, on a PC, without internet connection, and on a printer without internet connection, afterwards the memory is wiped, they're very safe. But they can compete against water and fire and others, and if you make just one, you have no backup, and they are safe until you use them. You have to grab the private key, put it in an online device, and then wipe the paper wallet. And then there are hardware wallets. Hardware wallets are also easy to use and very safe. I'm going to talk about that. Hardware wallets are little computers with just one purpose: storing your private keys safely. They are built and programmed very lean, and which minimizes the attack vector extremely. Hardware wallets like Ledger even got a dedicated chip which stores the private key. This chip is a tamper-resistant hardware platform capable of securely hosting applications and storing confidential and cryptographic data. In other words, secure element chips, like in Ledger, are extremely difficult and costly to hack, while simple chips, like in other wallets, even with software protection, require much less effort to hack. Then we come to the best practices. First of all, when you buy a hardware wallet, buy from official stores. From Ledger, from Bitconsult, of course, and from others in Switzerland like Digitech. Do not buy them second-hand from marketplace like Ricardo, and certainly do not use them when they come pre-set up with a recovery phrase already provided, which has already happened. When you set up your device, or maybe also software wallet, you are given a recovery phrase, also known as seed, which consists of 12 to 24 words. These words are your backup and may be the most important part of all. Write these words down on a piece of paper, don't make photos of it, and do not store them on a USB stick or anywhere on your computer or phone. There's malware out there which searches for these kind of word combinations on your computer or smartphone and steals them as soon as they get to it. You can laminate your recovery sheet and even print them in metal, like you can do with a CryptoTag or CryptoSteel, and store them in a safe place. In your Trezor, on a safe, or a deposit box from your bank. It is really crucial to store them secure. When you set up your device, it forces you to check it again after you wrote them down. It has to be in the right order, one word after another, like you can see. And then, when you set up your device, you have the possibility to check it again, do it. If you have an app on your Ledger, check it again. It is very important. And then again, store it on a safe place. Well, when you use it, do not, as I stated again, do not use pre-set up devices. When you set up a device, choose your own PIN. No birthday dates, no lucky numbers. Choose a random PIN which you can remember. Make sure you always double check the addresses where you sent and where you receive to. On your Ledger Live and on your device. A hardware wallet, like Ledger, will always show you the real addresses. When your computer is compromised, you can trust your hardware wallet. If possible, to update your device, and there may be important security updates for your hardware wallet. Well, as a recap, use hardware wallets when possible. Sure. Store your recovery phrase in a safe place and don't tell everyone where they are. Choose your own PIN, no birthday dates, and do not use pre-set up devices. And last but not least, do not use pre-set up devices. Sorry. All right, that's from me. Thank you very much. I'm leaving you here with a good quote from Andreas Antonopoulos. Thank you very much.